mean, obviously this is challenging for everybody. Everybody that's kind of going through this process of having to learn through iPads and Zoom calls and things like that. But the coaching staff has done a great job, from AVP, Coach Kevin, Chad. I'm sure the entire staff, the way that Coach Stefanski has been running things. It's been very helpful. Baker's done a great job making sure that everybody's on the same page and staying together, even getting guys together a couple weeks ago in Texas. And that's something that for us, is really forefronted by, Coach Stefanski, and he's encouraging us to continue to look at our playbook. Obviously, this is optional, but, encouraging us to be on these Zoom calls and Zoom meetings to make sure that we can get on the same page and not lose days because of what we're going through.
And when you mentioned the Baker stuff in Texas, did you think about going, or did you just need to stay there in Florida to rehab, or didn't want to travel? What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought about going, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm in a crucial part of my rehab process, and going out there for a couple of days, and I would have to figure out all the logistics of trying to get a doctor out there, make sure I had a weight room and things like that. I didn't think that, it would be worth it. But, obviously those guys, they made the most of it, made the best of it, got better for that week that they, went out there. We still did Zoom calls and Zoom meetings throughout the week. So, I was able to be a part of the learning process. I just wasn't out there on the field with it.
Hey, man, what's he doing? Getting ready to take a shower?
Yeah, that's one of the most interesting conference call scenarios I've seen or heard in a long time. I'll tell you this, Les. If one guy doesn't need to go to Texas for the extra, work, if you will, it's Jarvis Landry. But I said this virtually from the moment it was announced that he had hip surgery. This is no laughing matter. This is not like he had a hangnail or something. You hear him talk about how he should be up and running by August. I mean, that's cutting it pretty thin there when you think about the regular season opening in September. So fingers crossed on the health of Jarvis Landry coming off the hip.
Okay, I understand why he didn't want to go down to Texas to be with Baker-Mayfield and the receiving corps. I understand that. It didn't work very well for Odell Beckham last year, but wouldn't you think that just hanging around these guys, we're not expecting him to be running pass patterns or anything like that, but you got a new playbook, you got new teammates at tight ends, and it's going to be different. I would think just hanging around and being there would help, unless he just can't get around.
Perhaps, Les, but I thought he made very solid points about. He's in a crucial stage of his rehab.
Right.
He has to make sure he reports to a doctor and a trainer at various points here. And I think it would just be too much clutter, too much of a logistical issue if he had to do it for a couple of days. As I said, anybody but Landry, I might go, oh, gee, I wish you would have gone. But Landry's a guy who is good enough and established enough that all I really care about with him is that his hip is healthy and he is healthy come the opening game of the season.